Laura. Hi, YouTube. My name's Leah Lauder, and I'm your favorite mega church cult survivor, and I'm live. I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on Instagram. I'm here to talk about ABUSE in Christian marriages. I'm not taking any requests, my love, tonight because I'm not. Yeah, on a different day, babe. Because I'm so fired up. I just need to talk about what I need to talk about today. I can't even, hold the space or do like a conversation back and forth because I'm so angry. All right. So I'm gonna kick off with, everybody knows that I was married for almost a decade. And I'm going to try and keep this focused tonight. I've seen a lot of single fake married couples that have been, it's been arranged, whatever the dynamic is. I was in one of these places of worship for 18 years. And all right, I'll call you, my love. I'll call you, yeah? I'll call you. Was that a dream? All right, I'll call you, yeah? After the live. Guys, the truth is there's just so much ABUSE in these marriages, yeah? Because the environment is misogynistic, it's patriarchal. Keep telling me, my love. Keep telling me in the chat. Keep telling me. Because I want you to get it out. If I'm ignoring you, bitch, that's because I don't want to talk to you. Do you not get it? Girl, I didn't think that if it's not clear that I'm not like answering you or whatever, it's because I'm not chatting to you. It be me. Like when I usually deal with a real G, like a real tug outside in these streets, I already tell them, listen, if you want to check the resume, check it and check it well. Like up the live on TikTok, please. The CV checks out. So don't be making me look like I'm an idiot outside in these streets because I'm a someone, innit? Don't be dealing with little girls that are looking up to me like fans. Do you know what I'm saying? And people thinking that they can have my name in their mouth because they're dealing with you. And now this is a different version of myself. So I don't even with you. Yeah. Yeah. But the community enables and ostracizes, so isolating. Are there any mods on here? The issue is, you see in our BLK communities, especially in certain cultures, there's so much like stigma around like divorce and separation and leaving that women will be in these ABUSE situations until their unalivement. So there are women that have stayed in these ABUSE situations to the point where they have been unalived. There is a real problem in our community, like especially in the community back home with uncles and aunties. They brush everything under the rug. And it's like everything looks good. So it's like on paper, they're married, they're living in their 2.0 families. But the dad is weighing in on mummy, like weighing in, chair. Like these kids have seen absolutely traumatic things. But because they know how to cover and mask it, these kids slip through the net. It's because our community, unfortunately, glorifies trauma. Can you lot like up the live? Are there any people? TikTok, I swear down, I'm just going to come off. Are you not going to like the live? Because that protects the space. I can't, TikTok, I'm going to have to, if you're not going to like the live, I'm going to have to come on. Oh, they're trying to coerce people through events. Okay. They're not even mentioning the cult anymore. They're not even saying first love. Oh, where's my lip gloss? Leah, breathe. Stay focused. Confirmation. Stay focused, girl. You can do it. All right. So I'm going to be talking about ABUSE in these marriages within places and spaces of worship. All right. I want us to understand the profile of an ABUSER, the marriage dynamic and the damage that it causes. So a pred or a narcissistic partner generally seeks attention, control, and status. Yeah, please, babe, I need support on TikTok. They often charm and idealize early on. So that's the love bombing stage. And I want to say that these narcs, yeah, they come across absolutely perfect. They're polished. They're a bit too polished, a bit too perfect. It seems a bit too good to be true. And they move fast. They move fast. And you got to remember with a narc, they don't care what chaos they're creating. They thrive off chaos. They don't care who they don't have empathy. It's all about them. They just think about self. And that is it. TikTok, if you're on here and you're feeling what I'm saying and you're agreeing with what I'm saying, can I ask that you like the live? Because I've got 8 accounts just so I can speak my truth. And this is one of 8 of the accounts. It's a backup account. And how we protect the live is through the liking, the engagement. So if you're on the FYP and you're a survivor, you know, you're sitting on the fence, if you could get on the burner account and come and help out, please. Because you benefit from it. Don't sit here and not like the live. Because if it gets luck off, what are you going to hear, babes? So help to protect the live. Don't just take. Help us to protect the live. We're all benefiting from this. Come on, man. Don't just be, come on, man. What is that? Why would you do that, man? And just be sitting there? Doesn't make no sense. You just got to light the screen, bro. Haynes in the car. You got to, it don't cost you a thing. Even if you're in a mental headspace, just come on and like it, man, because it's that time tonight. I'm asking you for a reason. There's a lot of people that don't want me to speak at the moment. So it's not the usual. It's like, I don't know who this gal is, her family, her friends. I've seen them all on Instagram, do you know? Because I'm going to say what I'm going to say, babes. If anyone's dealing with a married man and there's no divorce, I don't care. Me, I own it. If that was me, or I'm questioned or something comes out about me and I've dealt with a married man, I'll own it, bitch. But you better know that he was paying my bills, though. And if I was, bitch, I was definitely the trophy and the number one. That's all I'm going to say with that. But I'm going to say, if you're doing that up, just own it, babe, because it is what it is. We've got the paperwork. That's the whole power in marriage, because there was no financial nothing that I could even benefit from with my ex-husband. he came up off of me. And that's on period. Don't think because you see me in this situation that it's like people think they got a one up on me, because, bitch, I was one of the first. I was like one of the youngest black females to appear on X Factor in 2007. Are you having a bubble? The first black girl to be in a band put together in X Factor. That's history. Don't do that with me, Jer. The work that I've done with GANGSs in my community, baby, I'm as I said to you, I'm hood royalty, innit? That's all I'm gonna say to you. Anyone who's anyone on the streets, on the road, they all know about me, whether it's whether they know me from the road or they know me from the work that I do. All right, so I'm not doing that up. I've been a boss. I've been in the game for like 20 years. I'm not the one, babe. Longer than 20 years. So if you're 23 and dealing with my ex-husband, you know, I've been doing this. I've been on the throne for 23 years. So do you see why you and me can't have a conversation, baby girl? Anyway, I'm just going to stick with the topic of conversation this evening because I think it's very important. I've tried to do this and I haven't. Oh, no, I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm speaking facts, Mary, but I can see by your profile picture that you're very low vibrational and unfortunate looking, and probably a Barbara the Builder and Pick Misha. So I love you with the love of the Lord. Thank you so much for being on my live. Thank you so much for your contribution. It's absolutely amazing that you're all here. And we will be doing our Bible reading of the day very shortly on TikTok. Yeah, guys, make sure you're holding the live. Hey, Spice, like up the live for me, please, girls. Hot tonight. All right. So in the beginning, there's this charm. There's this, they idealize really early on. They'll move very fast with you, Anarch, because they don't want you to be able to process and think about it. That's why these older men love going for young girls. I remember there was a young girl that I was moving with, you know, when I was just mentally, like, I just went there. And I was telling her that this guy, I was telling her the guys are not, I seen her doing a story time on this guy, like 3-4 years later, and she's talking about the guy being a narc. And I'm just like, look at you. Just a joke. That's why you need to, you know, you need to be realistic. You need to look in the mirror and you need to look at yourself and deal with the shadows, like the trauma. You've got to be honest with self. And that's the issue in these spaces. It's just delusional. People are in religious psychosis, like the brain, the neurosystem, the amygdala, the hippocampus. It's not working properly. The neurosystem is all dysregulated. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then they've got you in a self-sealing system, and there's transcendental belief systems. Remember, that's the overarching vision of these spaces, and it will usually be win the loss at any cost. You know, bums on seats equals coins. It will all be about recruitment. winning souls, whatever. Babe, Christ weren't winning no souls. He was just walking around being him in his robe and sandals, babe, and people were getting attracted to Christ like a magnet because of the light, because they don't have the light. They don't have the light. Do you get what I'm saying? Can you not hear me on TikTok? They don't have the light, so they feel like they have to like do all of these tactics, these psychological, like there's a lot of, it's just a lot of dark psychology and a lot of games. So you can imagine these people that come into these spaces and there's just no education, and that's how they get them, because they act like they're teaching them, you know, all of these like hidden truths and this special knowledge and this, that, and the third. It's just all right. So let's get back to the narc husbands, guys, because I have to protect the live. All right. Thank you, Insta. Like up the live, yeah, because they've been getting it luck off on there as well. Then they punish, devalue, threaten, or discard when they no longer get the admiration or control they expect. So remember, they don't even have relationships. It's what they can get out of a woman. So let's say a man meets a woman, and when he meets that woman, he's on the down low, like real bad. He doesn't own a car. He hasn't got a car. He hasn't got no money to his name, unemployed, no job, nothing. And let's say, because this is the same story in these church cults. I've had women coming and saying, like, the man did not pay any bills, didn't do nothing. Like I want you to understand, like, these men in there are young. They're coercing people to get married young, 20, 25. That's why when people want to be involving themselves in meeting my children and you don't know my name, and that's the issue. Can't you see? I don't care how old you are. What type of woman are you to meet another female's child and you've never met the mother in your life, a day in your life? I don't even know your name. I've never had a conversation with you. And if I don't want to have a conversation with you, don't you think that's like a red flag? Even if I am the problem, even if I'm the messy one, even if I'm the whatever, it's, you know, there's like this whole mess here. So why do you want to be involving yourself with my youths? It doesn't make no sense. Why do these broads, why do these men want to bring like your kids around these random broads? Baby, that's it. Child, this ninja don't know me, child. Child, you don't know me, baby, because it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, babe. And I won't send no threats. I won't do this. Because now I'm gonna move with you so different. You're not even gonna know what's hit you. Like, now I'm gonna move with you so different. You have no idea. Because when it comes to my kids, it's not about physical. It's not about that, babes. Because this is my life. My children are my heartbeat. They're my life. I carried them for 9 months. And my youngest one, I nearly unalived having that child. Everything I've done is for them kids. And guys, if any of you are around my kids, anyone who comes around my kids, you can see that a lot has been poured into them. Like you can see, like you can see physically on my kids. You can see it when you speak to them. You can see it. My kid, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I've put 100, and I'm not saying that dad ain't done nothing, because he has. He's done his part, but he's also a narc. So, you know, it is what it is. I just can't believe that, you know, it just had to get to this. I'm just so disappointed, but it is what it is. Do you know what? I think I got to go through my Instagram and just block some people, just unfriend some people and block some people, you know, because I don't like the energy. Like when people come on, pre my shit, looking at my stuff, not liking my stuff. It's like what energy is that? What motive? Why would you don't support my stuff? You just come on and pre. I see. Thanks for the follow. I see all that. What is that even about? Why are you coming on there to pre? I'm just gonna go through my Instagram. I'm just gonna take off so many people, man. I swear down. They're gonna have to get fake accounts. They're gonna have to get burner accounts to watch me. That, like, if you're feeling what you're seeing, then come and watch me on a, like, you gotta work to see this. Because if I know you and I'm not with you like that, you don't have that type of access to me. So now it's giving stalker, now it's giving obsession, now it's giving fan. So that's why I do it. So people can see that I'm not the problem, you're the issue. Because why are you so invested? Why do you feel you need to come on here? Either what the content I'm saying is resonating, or you're just coming on here to be petty and pre. And how old are you doing that? What kind of life must you have to be doing that up? This makes no sense. Like, and that's what people like, you know, from the ends. That's why I didn't even want to give people this, like, have to be talking my business and have to be. But my ex-husband has made it public by having a girlfriend that he's made me none the wiser. I don't know how old this girl is. I don't know her name. I don't know her background. I don't know what country she's from. I don't know this girl from Adam. I don't even know what she looks like. He's never told me where he lives. He's moved. He's never told me where he lives. So in his mind, he thinks it makes sense that a girl that he's been seeing for less than 3 years knows where he lives, knows the address, knows the abode, knows the house where my children lay their head to sleep, and me as their mother that gave birth to them don't know where they lay their head to sleep. This is what I've been dealing with. Do you see what I mean? So this is why I've had to expose him, because it's just got to the point where I cannot have this. I cannot have this. I absolutely cannot. It's just not going to happen. I'm not your average Joe. It's just not going to happen. It's not, whether I have to do up spiritual practice, whatever I have to do to protect my kids, share. Whatever dark spaces and places I have to go into to protect my children, I will do it. I will do it. I'm prepared to do anything. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes. Hi, Mum. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to make sure that my children are okay. And yeah, that's just how I feel. So let's get back onto the other point. So not husbands or not partners, whatever, use money, children, religion, and social tactics. Triangulation, gaslighting to maintain power, because it's all about power and control. Hi, Mummy, love you. Mum, the only reason why I'm even sitting here talking and doing up cult psycho ed is because of you. That's the only reason. You know, them ones. They're lucky I was raised by a queen. I was raised by a queen. So, you know, that scripture that says that there is safety in like advice and counsel. Like that's my mum. Love you. That's my mum. Because I was raised by a queen and my mum has got wisdom. Because my mum's a queen. Because remember, they've lied to us about a lot of things. We think a lot of these wogs and whatever, first ladies and whatever, and they're just spiritual 304s. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my mum has taught me a lot of wisdom and is there to be my advice and counsel. So I'm not going to look like an idiot outside in these streets. That's why I don't look like an idiot outside of these streets. It's because of who I was raised by. All right? This is not love. It's control dressed up as love. So the common tactics. So let's look at the top tactics that these narcs use. What it looks like in everyday life. So love bombing, then they devalue you, then they discard you, and it's a cycle. But do you know what? These narcs, they do it in such a way, like this is devaluing a person right now. You know, me speaking about someone that I don't know, because they put people in situations. Do you know what I mean? And dynamics. They bring people involved. Triangulation, chaos. Narcs thrive off it. They love it. And secretly, they want it all to be about them. Like they love the fame. They love the fame, man. So there's this intense praise and gifts at first. If I find out that any money's been spent on gifts, other people's children, all of that, I'm just gonna put up all of my financial receipts, all of my, you know, so I'll let the world decide what they think. I'll let the world decide what they think. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell my part and then I'll put up my receipts and I'll let the world decide, because I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to be doing up, you know, I'm just going to put the facts. I'm just going to present the evidence and receipts. That's all I'm going to do up, because you lot know, you lot know that I have my receipts. I will always have my receipts. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because God watches over me. God's got my back. So even when I didn't know that I would need receipts, God's lined up those receipts. That's why when people were lying on my name about my boyfriend that was unalived by the police, trying to say I wasn't part of the family, this, that, and the third. But there's a whole article by the people back in 2007 where they went to my boyfriend's mother's house, RIP, and went and interviewed her. And everything that I've been saying, it just confirms in the article. So what do we do now? What do we do with that? How do we feel about that? It's like people are just trying me. It's like, God knows my heart is pure, man. All I've ever done is shown these people love and kindness. God knows anyway. Like, you know, God will deal with me. There's laws in the universe. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter how much curses people put on me, how much this and that. God's weighing and judging the hearts and minds of man. So the only one that I care about is God. So God will deal with me like God is dealing with them. Like God will deal with everybody individually. That's my belief. That's my mind. That's my belief system. Don't mess with a girl who's really from the streets outside in these streets. Don't mess with it. Don't do that. Don't do that, babes. Don't you know that we've been in survival mode from the moment we were born? All I know how to do is survive. That's all I know how to do. That's all I've been doing my whole life, babe. And then you want to come in and try and gaslight me and do up this and do up that. After everything I've been through. Let me tell everybody here, yeah, my kids do love their dad. I'm not taking that away. Do you know what I mean? They're very close to dad. That's why we have the arrangement that we have. But my kids absolutely adore me. Like, my kids need me, innit? That's why I'm still here. That's the only reason I'm still here is my kids. And you know that better than anyone else. And then you would try and set me up like that. You know, and not with Knox, you have to go no contact. Get a mediator, get a family member, get someone to because they try and do triangulation. They're very manipulative. You've got to go no contact. You've got to leave them. Because if my ex-husband doesn't change, that's just the way it's going to be. Because I can't, you know, I've got to look after myself and my mental health. And you know, I've done really well to get to where I've got to right now. Do you know what I mean? I've been through a lot, man, in my life. I've survived a lot. And I'm not going to be brought down by anyone. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I have to stay focused. I've got a lot of things that I'm trying to achieve for the collective and myself. Thanks for liking the live, guys. That, you know, we're really close. I feel like we're really close, and I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to feed into this negative. It's all jealousy and hatred. I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not taking any requests, my love, because I'm venting today. I haven't got the capacity to hold a conversation. But I love you, King. I just don't have the capacity today. I'm going through a lot. All right, so let's look at the common tactics. Have I done this one? Oh, yeah. So this is what I want to look at, yeah, triangulation. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for liking the live. Hey, Healing GC. Triangulation. So deliberately involving a third person, so a new partner, a friend, a child, to provoke jealousy, divide loyalties, or manipulate your reactions. So in my situation where my ex-husband has brought this woman in that I don't know her name, I don't know if this is the same woman, because there's a female that my kids went, that was like a park date or something with her children. I don't know if that's the same one. And then there was that thing with the Christmas where they met. I don't know if that's the same too. And I was really, really upset. Really, it tipped me over the edge emotionally. To start thinking about, you know, do I want to be here? And that was the day in the park, and I had to hold it down. So I want these gyaldem to understand that this is actually affecting my emotional and mental well-being when you're out here doing up kikiing with my kids. Yeah, because I'm fighting for my life at the moment, and my kids are my life. This ain't about some D. If you want to have that D, you want to be with that man, I don't care. I'm done, baby. I left. I don't want it. But all I care about is my youth. I care about my kids. I care about my kids. Yeah. And when I met this ninja, you know, he wore a mask. He pretended to be someone that he wasn't. He wasn't real. We sat there and we made the oath. This is the only reason I had a youth with this guy. The only reason that I had a child with this man is because we both sat there. We spoke about our traumas. We spoke about our childhood traumas, the things that we had gone through. We opened up to people to each other like we never had before. And we made a promise to each other. And it wasn't like we were going to split up anyway, because we said we wouldn't do that for the kids. But anyway, it just got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore because it was that bad. But we said that even if we were to split up, whatever, this, that, and the third, that we would not bring anyone else into the equation. That's why we share the custody, so that, you know, we can have our lives like separately. Do you understand what I'm saying? From the kids, it doesn't need to be involved. And people might think, oh, Leah, that's weird. I'm not here. I'm in a blood clot here. You know, I know how I am. So I'm not, I waited until I was 25 to have a child. Yeah, that's old in hood life. So baby, I'm not, I'm not, you made a promise to me. I don't care about the vow. I don't care about who you say. I don't care. All I care about is my kids, babes. That's what I need you to understand. And I need this broad to understand, yeah. Because if you're not getting it, that's fine. But I'm I'm an expert. I'm a social scientist, my love. I'm a social scientist. So when it comes to all of this ish, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So whether people, and I know how to deal with it, that's why I'm talking about it right now. So whoever wants to think that they're doing this, that, and the third, please keep these relationships and whatever private from my children. All right, they can know that you're with someone or whatever at the right time, but for now we don't need to be focusing on bringing a third party into this dynamic when the ink has barely dried on those divorce papers, sweetie pie. And it doesn't matter how long I haven't been with you, blah 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 blah. It's not about physical interaction, it's about my kids' psychological and emotional well-being, baby. It's not like, oh, we've been separated for 4 years, so now I'm going to introduce a woman. No, baby, it's not about you, sweetie pie. It's about my kids' emotional and psychological well-being, because we haven't sat down and had a conversation with our kids to tell them that we're even divorced yet. And you want to be bringing in next gal. What is that? So that's a good example of triangulation. And they feed off the supply. You know, like him saying, because when I said to him, oh, I was making it all about the kids, he was trying to bring it back to this broad because he thinks she looks good. So it's like, if you want to meet her, let me know. And then the other message was, if you want to meet anyone, I'll let you know. Do you know what? The messages are so bad that for the sake of my children, I will never reveal what he said in those messages, because it's just given, I wouldn't do that to my children. So you lot think I'm taking it to the, I'm really not. I'm really trying to protect my kids' chair. Like up the live, please. All right, so that's a good example of triangulation. They thrive off stuff like that. Like what Knox will do as well is they'll like be sleeping with a girl, yeah, and then it's like they won't let you know because they control like all the women and stuff around them. So they'll have you there, hey Patty, they'll have you there with the woman, and it's like the woman knows, and then, do you know what I mean? And then she'll be acting a certain way towards you, but you're just innocent, you're just there. Like, they love those sort of situations. They love it. They love those sort of situations. That's why I've had to be so strict with my ex-husband and have like minimal contact, like keep it strictly to the kids. Like one time he threw them a birthday party, yeah, and I don't know if it's the same broad that he's been seeing, but there was a broad there. I don't know if it's the same one. This was a couple years back. I don't know if it's the same one or if this is a different broad. And something was telling me, don't go there. Because I'm intuitive, I'm spiritual, innit? After I found out that this broad was there, I was questioning my kids. You get so the disrespect. His family are there. His family are there. They won't talk to me. This is his family are there. They won't communicate with me. They won't talk to me. They won't even talk to my mother. So we could try and get some, like some sort of like stability, some sort of like we could talk. They won't talk to me, but they'll be at the birthday party kikiing with a gal that he's been seeing for 5 minutes. This is the depth. And this is not what I will have. I will not be disrespected. I do not care how old you are. I do not care what your culture says. I do not care. Because when it comes to my children, I'm not here. I'm not blood clot here. I will do whatever it takes to protect my children and make sure that they grow up in the best way possible with the least dysfunctionality possible. And that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. So I just clocked the triangulation instantly. That's why I didn't go out to the car. That's why I did it through text messages so I could have all the receipts. Because when I called him, I said, I've got to have evidence for this. Because now I've got him. Now I've got you. Now I've got you. Now I've got you. Because it's so hard to get these narcs. It was because I didn't do my kids' hair. And you know what? It was the universe. All of a sudden, I got so sick. And it's not like me. And my kids couldn't go to school. But because I asked him, do you know what? I'm just going to expose it. Menakia. I was in a financial difficulty, so I asked him if he could bring a takeaway to the kid's house. This is around this girl's birthday, so now I know that her birthday's come on the weekend. Girl, I know he's been buying you stuff. I know. Do you know what? After I speak to my mother, that's when I'm going to decide how much of the financial abuse I'm going to expose now, because I've absolutely had enough. I asked this man to send a takeaway. Do you know he ignored my message? absolutely aired me. This is how a narc will be. They'll just give you silent, absolutely ignore me. And I've been suffering to eat. And then I see this brother. He comes and brings my kids, gets me to do my kids' hair, to take my kids out to go to a next gal's birthday. And then my kids sending me pictures of the food that she's eating at this restaurant. You see, yeah, you're a different level. You're a different level. And you know what? It's so disappointing that it's had to come to this, because everybody knows I'm realer than real. I'm real to the core. It's only the narcs and the low vibrational people, the misogynists, the ABUSers that will not, because even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you'll think, oh, okay, do you know what? I don't agree with all of it, but yeah, this part of what she's saying is true. Because the truth is the truth. And I got them receipts, baby, because I was, you see, when it comes to Barbara the Builders and Pick Mishas, I was the queen of it. He used to call me his trophy wife. Trophy. Yeah, the trophy wife is the lave. I've got so much to expose. I'm just. If anyone's got any information for me, do you know what I mean? If anyone, this man's been telling me he doesn't want me to put no pictures up of the kids on the internet. He doesn't want me to put up my photos. But here he is, taking my child out to a birthday of a gal that I don't even know her name. And there's family members and there's friends, people that I don't even know, that he doesn't even barely know. He's like, how long did you know them for? That's taking pictures, and my kids could be in their pictures in the background and all that. Oh God, guys, as the days go by, and you know, I marinate on this and I think about this.
Is it real? Wait, where did you download the Timo app?
I just don't know why he's done this. This was such an irresponsible move. Was it worth it? The ego and a bit of ass. Was it worth it? I hope so, babe. I hope it was. So with this triangulation, it's all to manipulate your reactions. Like, he couldn't wait. He wanted me to meet this girl so bad. It's like the supply. Like, why do you want me to meet this woman? Like, I haven't even mentioned it. Why talk about meeting this broad? Like, what the hell? It's like the supply that he would get from that, because he thinks this girl's someone. Oh my God. The greatest thing that ever happened to this man is the children that I gave birth to, that I carried for 9 months, that look exactly like me, that are my double, you know what I mean? Like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. And then you think you can introduce me to abroad and think that there's going to be some type of, oh baby, you don't know me, man. You don't know who I am outside in these streets. My kids are queens. It's queens raising queens. Like, wherever my kids step out, wherever they go, whatever function, people look at my kids, there's something different about them. Their mum is divine. My kids are divine. My kids make him look good. Are you all right? Let's not go there, babe. My kids are spectacular. My kids are absolutely perfect. They're absolute gifts. Don't make it look like, babe, I'm like an irresponsible mom, and that's why you're trying to make out like you're the dad of the year, some single dad. I'm not taking it away from you that you are a good dad to them kids, but you do controlling things because you're a narc and you can't help it. Like what you've done right now, and that's just what it is, baby. So it's what it is. But one thing you can't have in my mouth is that I'm a bad mother. You cannot have that in my mouth. Never. But you've got to paint me out as the bad person somewhere, and I don't know where that is, because I don't know nothing about this girl. I don't know where you live. I don't know this girl's name. I don't know what you've told her. You were probably sitting there thinking that you were being his little shoulder to cry on, innit? You eat. Sitting there thinking that you were his shoulder to cry on. Oh, poor guy. He's come with this little sad story. He's a divorcee. His wife's so bad. He's got these 2 kids that he's looking at. Oh God, what a naive woman. This is a child. It has to be. She's got to be in her 20s. Because if this woman's in her 30s, what the hell, Onte? You haven't got your ish together in your 30s, and this is why I can't have her around my kids. Do you see why I can't have her around my kids, y'all? Is it making sense? It's making sense, isn't it? Crystal clear, girl. Crystal clear. There ain't nothing. I don't want you around my kids. This is a mess. You lot, if you lot want to do that in your own time, your own space. Do it with your kids. Do it with your youths. You lot play happy families together. You don't need to bring my youths into it. If you want that dysfunctionality to be happening with your youths because your baby daddy ain't around, or maybe you don't have the same arrangement as what I got, or whatever it is. But please, if you've got kids, I would suggest that you focus on them youths that you got there, Jen, and let him play daddy there, because you ain't gonna be playing mummy with my youths. That's on period, point blank, baby. So I just wouldn't do it, babe, because babe, I'm not the one. I really wouldn't do it, sweetheart. And he doesn't know me. That's the problem. Because and this is why I'm saying it's too much of a mess. You see what I mean? Because when you get my kids involved, I'm involved. Because when you see my kids, you see me. And when you see me, you see my kids. Me and my kids are one. So if you're getting my kids involved, you're getting me involved. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be that surveillance. Like you can't be around my kids, babe, because I need to be there. I don't no, my kids have never stayed over at anyone's house. They don't go. We've never introduced anyone outside of our family to our kids. So this is what we're not going to do. This is just triangulation. He needs to deal with his trauma, his ego. I'm not having this. I'm sorry. I'm not having this. Nah, it ain't gonna happen, babes. Because as I said, I'll just do it on my own. I don't have a problem because I need my kids' psychological, their emotional well-being means more to me. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, then we've got gaslighting. This is a big one with narcs. Denying reality. So in this situation, he's just you can see the gaslighting. Like when I called him and I cussed his ass out, and it's like now there's no need to use such foul language after you've done all of this to create this reaction. You're lucky I didn't come out to the car, because what he wanted me to do was, I'll bust the windows in your car. That's what he wanted. I'll bust the windows in your car. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted me to be doing up that day. I don't know the rest of it because I was in a cult for 18 years. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what he wanted me to be doing up to go outside, because he thinks he's going to get that reaction, because this is the point where he's drawing me out to. But no, baby. Look, he's getting drawn out now. Don't play with me, baby. Don't, when it comes to my kids, don't play with me, chair. When it comes to my kids, I'm not the one, because them kids are all I've got. Oh yeah. I'll call you, my love. Can you do Tuesday? Because I think I'm gonna need tomorrow to. I'm not in a good space, babe. I think I'll keep it real with you. I'm not. Can you do Tuesday? I'm not in a good space right now. I think I'm gonna need tomorrow. I don't even know if I'll be on live. I need to ground myself. I need to be in nature, babe, on my own. I think I need to do, because I got to prepare myself for what's coming ahead, like mentally. Let me know. I've been cuffed up too long. All right, sweetheart. You see, like women like me, as I said, I've never been a 304, so I was never going to go out there and like get a man or, It's like I have to heal, because I'm divine. It's like I know my self-worth. And that applies for men and women, because I've been talking to the women a lot, but I think I need to talk to the men. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you lot need to love yourself, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, deal with the trauma. All right, so making you doubt your memory, feelings, or sanity. So this is what I clocked he was trying to do to me. So what I've done is I've brought it back, and I've said, okay, I just have to expose now. I've just got to expose it. Because I can't have this. Projection. The abuser accuses you of the very things they do. So cheating, lying, selfishness. So I don't know what he's been telling this broad, but baby girl, what I'm going to tell you is whatever he's been telling you is pure projection. So that's most likely what he did to me, sweetheart. And I'd love to know. And if this broad wants to reach out to me, and you've come to your senses and you want to, fill in the dots and have a conversation, so I'm well abreast, so I can, safeguard my children, then please do, because I don't bite and I'm not the enemy. But I would like to know all of the details, and I would like to know exactly what happens, because I was legally married to this man up until a couple of months ago. You want to play with me, Peter? You don't have nothing for me financially, but legally, bitch, like in terms of, because I gave you 10 years, so I'm definitely coming in and speaking on this share. I mean, I care, I mean, I block like here. What did you think this was, sweetie? What did you think this was, sweetheart? Guys, like up the live, please. I'm not the one. 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 Your family better just sort out that family meeting, because I told you, I tried for years. Yeah, otherwise I'll be having the family meetings on live. How about that? All right. So then we've got financial control, taking money, blocking access to accounts. They do this real bad. They do this real bad. And another thing that these knots do as well is they'll have you paying all the bills, doing everything, like carrying the financial load on your back, and then they'll have their different bank accounts, and any type of money that they make, they'll just hide, they'll just put away. So that's what the woman's supposed to be doing. Do you understand? The woman's supposed to build herself off a man and find a provider. But what happens is most of these men in these church cults, they're in their feminine energy. They don't work. They don't. So usually what happens is it's the woman that's the provider. It's the woman with the accolade, and the man has nothing. And so anything he gets. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because he's in his feminine, and so anything he gets, he just starts putting it away. That's why you don't build up a man, because then when you leave or he leaves, when you've had enough, you're just left high and dry, because you were the one carrying the bulk of all the financial stuff, and they were just saving. And that's why people like, I can only vouch for Shira 7, teach you. That's why I was saying, when I came out of the cult, I started getting into a lot of like the dark psychology, like sprinkle. I'm not going to talk too much about it, because those who know in it, but basically male psychology. And that's when I started to learn about like the cult, and I started to learn about my ex-husband and how to deal with these type of individuals and whatever. Yeah. So he thought he was playing me, but you can't play the player, babe, because I've been knowing about this gal. The universe set you up, babe. Because guys, my kid's hair's always done. We were unwell, but I didn't tell him that we were unwell. Because remember, I said to you, I asked him to send some takeaway, because I was so unwell. Well, my fridge broke. I told him he's aware that the fridge is broken. If it worked for my mum buying me, because I'm just gonna say it all now, because I don't know what this girl thinks it is outside in these streets. I hope that you like the gifts, my darling. I hope you like the gifts. Whilst I was here with no fridge, and I made your man. I made your man aware, because as you're aware, sweetheart, he does have the kids every other week, but then they're here. So what happened was, I've had to pay so much money on takeaway, because I've got the fridge insured, and there's been all this stuff going on. So I've had to pay so much. So I asked him to help me out, and he ignored me. So that's why I didn't inform him that his kids were unwell, because if he doesn't care how his kids are going to eat outside in these streets, why should I care? Why should I be telling him about if they're unwell, what their appointments are, anything? Why should I do that? Why should I do that? Baby girl, don't ever get it twisted. When it comes to all my kids' appointments, anything to do with certain things to do with that, I arrange those appointments when I have them. Okay, darling, because I'm the one who sorts out and arranges. If it worked for me, nothing would have been sorted with my child to do with anything, all her allergies, anything. I do all of that, sweetheart. I don't know what this brother's been telling you, but I'm just here to set the record straight. So in case he's been feeding the narrative that, I'm not a whatever mother, or there's this or that or whatever. Babe, after dealing with him for 10 years, it's a miracle I'm not sectioned, all right? That's all you need to know. Okay? Yeah? All right. So let's move on to the next point, folks. As I'm thinking about this as the days are going by, it's just bubbling up inside of me. I've just never been done this dirty in my life. This is why God knew to put me in this position, so I'll be thinking about the collective and stuff like that. I got people that depend on my content, man. I got survivors that have turned family, and it's beautiful to see how they're healing and how we're healing through the friendship. And I'm just not gonna risk it. It's just, I've my life is an open book. It's a diary, in it. So I share what goes on in my life. So if you do me dirty, be prepared to be exposed. Because I've taken the higher ground. I've done. Where has it got our generations been silent? Where has it got our generations? What am I supposed to be silent and allow this man to be parading my kids with this girl and doing this, making me look like a fool and letting my kids be in this triangulation? And no, our generations have done it. That's why we're so messed up. It's not my kids. I've done too much work, guys. I'm an educated woman. I'm a social scientist. I know my stuff, man, like the back of my hand. I can do this with my eyes closed. I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have it, Peter. I'm not gonna have it. I won't have this. I don't care what the consequence. I don't care what I have to. For my kids, yeah. For my kids, whatever I have to do, bro. Like that's just the vibes. Like that's when I come alive. That's when that's when a strength comes over me that I never even knew existed when it comes to my children. All I've ever wanted was kids. I've got such a soft heart, guys. You can see how I am. And my kids, I pour like my everything, like all my love. That they're like my safe space. Like my kids they mean so much to me, man. I can't. Yeah. All right. So again, the financial control, taking money, blocking access to accounts, keep having private secret accounts, forcing transfers, keeping you dependent, taking out credit cards in your name, getting out like cars, properties. A lot of these dusties make the wife take everything out in their name. So that's why I say that a man's building off you, because if you're getting everything out on credit and then, you know, he's not doing his bit, and then like these things start to get out of control, and then now you've got debt and whatever, and nothing's in this guy's name, he walks scot-free and starts to rebuild his life. I'm so glad that my boyfriend, Justice for Jason McPherson, that was unalived by the police. Even in his last moments when he was in that police station, he looked that unaliver, because then that police unalived him. They wanted to break him down. He sat there like the boss he was, like that. If you look at the video, he sat there like that, eyeball to eyeball. A boss right into the end. That guy taught me everything I know, man. The reason I'm still standing. And I wish he was here right now, guys. I really do. That man taught me everything I know, man. That's why I said this. For me, this is it, guys. Do you know what I mean? Like the almost a decade I gave to a man, built him up, did everything for him. I was a slave. I'm not saying it was perfect, but you know, we were so young, hadn't dealt with none of the trauma. It was just a mess. And you know, I've had other things. I'll talk about my other experiences at the right time, because as I said, I am an open book, but I haven't even processed certain things. So I need to process it first before I can share, because I'm not ashamed of anything that I've done in my life. I've been through a lot of trauma, and you know, if I do bust, I'm just going to expose myself completely. Every single thing I've done, I'll do it like on YouTube, like once I know, like, so no one can make any. Do you know what I mean? Because it is what it is. You know, that's just the truth. This is me bearing all my soul, and then you can decide after that whether you're effing with me or not. It's what it is. Because as I said, if the collective aren't thinging with me, there's no need to do what I'm doing, and I'm fine with that. As I said, I could do, you know, other things or whatever. There's so many ways to fulfill yourself. Like once you're in your like divine feminine energy, there's so many ways to fulfill yourself. That's why I can see now that I don't need a man, and I don't want a man for the rest of my life. So, you know, my ex-husband's just going to be showing his throughout all his life, and I'm just going to be sitting here in all my glory, watching it unfold before my eyes, watching all the different females come in and out, whilst I just stand there like the stable rock that I need to be for my kids, like the divine feminine does. The Proverbs 31 woman, that's what the Proverbs 31 woman does, Chair. That's the epitome of it. People have had my name too much in their mouth, and now it's like look at you now. Oh, how the tables have turned. I hope all of these people that did me dirty, that kicked me when I was down, and I didn't even want to expose this man, but God knows the pain. God sees it all. He's seen it all. So that's why it had to get to this. God had to push me like to this, to the point where it's like, okay, now I've got to speak about it. Because I was literally just covering this man, just talking, trying to make it look good for the sake of my kids. You know what I mean? So, and it just is so disappointing. Because I'm a real rider, do you know what I mean, guys? I'm real, man. Like once you got someone like me on your team, you don't need no one else. You got a girl like me on your team. And as much as I try and be this sprinkle, I'm just a rider. I'm just a ride or unalive. That's who I am. But they have to have money though, because I can't do broke. And for that reason, I'm just gonna be by myself for the rest of my life, you know. And just dedicate myself to the work with the collective. And yeah, that's it. All right. Threats and intimidation. So a lot of the time, narcs won't really put their hands on you because they're very good at like getting into your head. So it will be psychological, but sometimes they might like, you know, throw objects or say that they're going to do certain things to you to maintain control. And that's a fair tactic. You are multi-dimensional. Majority of us survivors are, I believe we are multi-dimensional. Yes, we are. And you're absolutely right, babe. That's why it needs this multi-dimensional approach, because we're in a multi-dimensional like planet. There's so many different things, like so many unseen things, and that's the element of self and that connection to the universe that they don't want us to tap into. Do you know what I mean? Because they want us to be under their complete control. Like that's what religion does, and that's why you get the worst type of men in religion, guys. There's going to be something I will expose at a certain time, just to show how bad these religious men are. I just need to process things myself, and once I've done that, I'll be exposing everything, because I don't have time. I'm not. People think they've got one up on me because of, babe, my scars make me who I am, babes. Like everyone's got skeletons in the closet, everyone's got things, but the difference between you and I is I love myself. I'm true to my authenticity and to who I am, and all of the things that I've done, or all of the it's all been lessons. Do you know what I mean? It's made me the person I am today. Opinion on Jehovah's Witnesses, that is a church cult. It's a recognized one as well. There's been a lot of false prophecies. In the 1980s, the false prophet said that the world was going to end, and it didn't end. They then lied and backtracked and said that it was a spiritual unalivement. I've got a lot of JW survivors. I will be talking about the doctrine. They believe that Jesus Christ is the Archangel Michael as well. They also believe that a certain number of people get to heaven. So we see all of the elitism, and then they've got that same structure, like similar to like Scientology, to, you know, Mormonism, all of that same type of hierarchy where they've got this like prophet that they worship in there. That's like the ultimate authority. And then there's like this organizational like elitism and leadership at the highest pyramids of that JW. And I noticed that they seem to attract a lot of BLK, the community, from deprived backgrounds as well. So, and in crisis. All right. It's a very dark cult, and I'm taking my time with that one, because when I do unpack that, it's going to be a lot. And the JW is so strong that the indoctrination and the programming. And the thing with JW is that it's like they're like our own religion within itself. Okay, it's like Catholicism. So the reason why JW have survived to this point is because of the second geners. It's the second geners, because you see that type of cult, you can tell by the way they dress. They stand up with book stands, they don't say anything, and then they knock on people's doors. And historically, I want people to know it's a very acist institution. So I would look into it. I would deconstruct around the JWs, because historically it was whitey middle class women. This is how the cult grew. And they were at home and they were indoctrinating them, and they were very radical, and they didn't have anything to do. So they started to knock the doors around their middle class suburban homes and start to get people into the cult. All right. So there's a lot around JW, and you can see that seep through in like the rules that they have. So for example, like I know everybody doesn't agree with blood transfusions and vaccinations, and again, you have to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because you don't have a niece that's just turned 2 years old that has sickle cell, and without those blood transfusions, we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm really thankful for the fact that option that is there, that there's groundbreaking stuff that's happening to help sickle cell, and that mainly affects the BLK community, because that sickle cell is found in Black and brown people. So when you have this history where we're seeing acism in the doctrine and in the historical context of how this cult has been formed, I've got to prepare myself for that, man. So the only reason why that cult's still standing is because of the second, it's generations of you see in somewhere like JW, if you meet someone that's a Jehovah Witness and you ask them, they're either a second gen or they've got generations. They're like third, fourth. We're going to be going into sixth, seventh generations. It's a big time cult. When I first came out of my church cult, I actually, there was barely anything out there, and that's why I started speaking out, to be honest. But there wasn't much on like YouTube and things like that. So what I had to do, I'm gonna go soon, guys, because I've not been feeling 100%. It was all the Jehovah Witness cult content, and there is an excellent documentary that I think I'm gonna take a few clips and put it up so people understand how deep it is with that one, because they do a lot of propaganda with JW as well. They have their own like booklet. They have like this booklet thing that they have with all of the pictures in it and everything. And I think it's a completely different doctrine. I've got to get into that properly because I'm going to break it down. But I did once question a woman when I came out of the cult, that because they're everywhere where I live. Because again, where I live is in the sticks. It's whatever. And I even heard one guy saying somewhere, he wouldn't mind because he was challenging one of these guys doing up, loud preaching outside, and he challenged him and he said, why are you doing this? He's like, why can't you be like the JWs? They just stand there silently. A cult like JW has got to the point where now it's like they do like their events. You see them all come out because it's the second and third and whatever generations, but they stand there and they go to the houses. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, again, with these cults, they get them to always be doing something because it's very like workspace to keep them like, I don't think JW celebrate birthdays as well. That just dropped to my mind. Is that correct? Do JWs? I don't think JWs celebrate birthdays, because I think I remember seeing like some TikTokers saying, oh, they don't. Yeah, they put up pictures, and it was pictures from their real childhood, like empty seats, and they weren't birthdays, and for all the years, and it just broke my heart, man. So when I do the JW content, it's going to be really hard hitting. And again, I think I'm going to get a lot of JW survivors coming in. I've just got to be ready for it because it's JW is a giant. It's one of the older ones that were formed, like Mormonism and stuff, 7-day, SDA. Do you know what I mean? And it's not because I'm thinking, it's about my mental health. It's about my, what I can handle with self-love, because they are severely indoctrinated in their chat. They don't even see it that they're indoctrinated. Like that's how deep the indoctrination is. You see, when we're talking about JW, yeah, we need to look at them as a separate entity, like we look at Islam, like we look at Buddhism, like we look at Hinduism, because that's what my cult leader was trying to do, like create our own like religion within itself, our own religious denomination, and that's what they've done with JW. That's what they've done. All right, so that's just my little thoughts for a penny. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely JW is unequivocally a cult. There's so much evidence research, but like so many survivors, so many groups, so many documentaries, so much information out there on. And if you are a second, third JW, please deconstruct, because that's where all the issues are gonna lie. Everything is because of that cult. I guarantee, like once you start like deconstructing and deprogramming from the cult, then everything just becomes so much clearer. But the trauma will rise, like an iceberg. And it's because you're like running from the truth. So you always like have your safety blanket in these cults. That's why people cult hop. That's why they do it. Yeah. Weaponizing religion, faith, using scripture or spiritual rules to demand obedience and silence, calls dissent sin. So any type of autonomous thinking, etc. I think I'm going to end with this bit, guys, and then we'll come back because I'm tired. I haven't even finished my hair fully. It's a little section left. I've been braiding my hair all day. I've had a lovely day. I'll tell you a bit about my day once I finish this bit. Appreciate your testimony. Thanks, babe. I appreciate you. And big up all the survivors and, family and friends of people trapped in the cult for reaching out to me. I have really felt the love of survivors, you know, making themselves known. And because survivors reaching out to me, I see that as like standing with me as well, and like supporting me through my trauma. Because you lot are sitting down and seeing my tears and seeing my pain and seeing my cries, and you know it's real, you know it's true, you can feel it. The vibration hits the heart. It's only those people that are cold-hearted. They have hearts of stone, guys. They don't feel. But for those of you that can, and you are silent, please reconsider that silence. Because I can only carry this on my, it's not even on my back, but I can only carry thing for so long. I need, like you lot's accounts. It's the fuel to the fire that keeps me galvanized, that keeps me moving. Even if you reach out and you say, whatever, I'm a survivor, it's really hard. It will be nice to have that at the moment, guys. Do make yourself known to me, even if I take a while to get back to you. It really does mean a lot to me when I see the comments and the messages and stuff, chair. All right. Intermittent reinforcement, hovering after ABUSE. Oh, they love to do that. You know, when they've ruined your life and then they come and they stand and they're like, they try to act so innocent, like this perfect upstanding citizen. They make me, you see, narcs are my favorite. Like, I love to play with narcs because, like, when I was weak and whatever, that's usually when you attract a lot of narcs, in your trauma, when you're weak, when you're DUMB, naive, you don't really know much. And they've just done me so dirty. Like, that's why I'm not going to take the risk. Guys, I'm not going to take the risk with another man in my life because I don't care. They come across so thick and they can just change in the blink of an eye. And I don't want embarrassment. I talk a lot outside in these streets. I do a lot. I've got to be spiritually focused. I've just decided that I just don't want a man. And I love the kings. I don't mind, you know, I'm home girl. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I have to put out that PSA on Instagram and let these ninjas know, like, and I'm going to pin it because people think I just chat, but it's all right. Time will tell, innit? Like, time's a healer. And because I know time's a healer, I know I've got to spend this time on healing. I was in that cult for 18 years. I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life. Time is a healer. I'm an avid, you know, believer of that. The abuser, so after the abuse, the abuser gives affection or apologizes to pull you back in, keeps the hope alive. So again, you know, guys, it's all of this push and pull tactics. Do you know what I mean? Like, they thrive off chaos and the supply. They love it. Do you know what I mean? They want you. They want to feel wanted. They want to feel needed. And it's all about ego. Public humiliation, private control. They may act charming in public and abusive in private. They wear a mask. That's what narcs do. That's why most of the mogs and the borsters and whatever, they are, you know, they just wear a mask. They love the private control. And that's why the wives, they get the most ABUSE, unless they're two narcs. But if there's like a power imbalance, like RPF with Michelin and Austin, you know, where she's a lot younger, hasn't got a lot of education, the power dynamic, she was a member, he was her mog, her barrister, so it's like that abuse of the position of power and trust. So guys, it's a mess. I could talk about this all day, but anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm tired, guys, absolutely shattered. What I will say is tomorrow I'm going to be talking about why these tactics work, the husband who won't do the work, how this cycle affects children, practical, and then we'll look at practical immediate safety steps for survivors, because some women are in physically ABUSE relationships. So I'll do a piece around that as well. And I'll give people a little bit around social work, like around like child protection, etc. I'll do a little bit on that. You know, like access to free legal aid and things like that as well. I'll just do a little skim because there's a lot of women that just don't know how to get out. And then we're going to look a little bit further ahead. So some people are in dynamics where so looking at the family outcome if the husband never changes. All right. And then we'll be looking at practical tips and how to deal with these narcs when you have children with them in marriages, or you've left them, because when you leave a narc, that can also cause a narcissistic injury because they don't see it coming. You know what I mean? And they have to like build up themselves and the supply and the ego, and so usually they'll have some sort of like obsession or something to like validate their ego. So it will be some sort of masculinity thing. So usually the gym, might be running, it might be going out with friends, like, but some of them that don't like the gym, they'll just go out to clubs, like the uncles, and just blow out the backs of vulnerable underage girls. So and then I'm gonna go on to, at some point, emotional and psychological ABUSE, a deep survivor friendly guide. So we'll be looking at what is emotional and psychological ABUSE. A lot of women are in these types of marriages and relationships, and they just don't know. They just don't know because they've seen mummy, daddy giving mummy concussions. They've seen mummy leak. They've seen, do you know what I mean? There's been so much stuff that they've seen, that when they're ABUSE and their partner or whatever, they've just like it's like every time they breathe is gaslighting, every time, because they don't know how to deal with their emotions, they don't know how to deal with their trauma, from childhood. So it's just that cyclical abuse. There's many, that's why when you look at that model, the victim versus perpetrator model. Hey, and welcome, Queen. It's like the victim turns into the perpetrator because they've seen daddy putting hands on mummy. So that's what they see as love. They don't know how to love. Do you know what I mean? Like, they don't know how to be a man because they were never shown how to be a man. And we've got that problem in BLK communities. And what we focused on for a long time is the single father like epidemic. They don't have the role models. What we need to be focusing on is the men that are there. The men that are there and don't do what they're supposed to do, because that is the most psychological trauma that you could. That's why my mum had to make the decision, like my dad, like she tried with him, but it's because he would have been too inconsistent, too in and out. So the queen that my mum is, she chose to leave my dad and be a queen and raise me alone, so that she didn't put me through that trauma of the instability of my dad in and out. Whether a person's married or not, if there's that instability, there's affairs outside of the marriage, there's kids outside, all of that, that's instability, that's psychological trauma. That's all psychological trauma. And you have to remember, people are coming to these cults with all different types. Remember I said to you, comorbid traumatic past. They're coming into these cults, but it's unresolved. They've never had therapy a day in their life, never sat down to talk about to a therapist about these things. Yeah. And then it's like, these men then go into church cults, then they get married, they're young, DUMB, they have got nothing to offer. There's no financial intelligence, no emotional intelligence. So what I've heard a lot of women say that have got married young, especially the millennials, because we've been done the most 30, a lot of us got married like 22, some as young as 19, 25, whatever. And it's like, one of the main reasons that you'll hear these women getting divorced is because the men were not leaders. Like, this is the same reoccurring pattern that I keep hearing. These men are not leaders. That's why you have to kind of leave them. Do you understand what I'm saying? To like find their own feet, like you hope that in doing that they will heal for the sake of like your children. And so when a woman does that, she's a queen. She's fought more about her children than herself. But historically, what's happened is, because everything's been about patriarchy, misogyny, hypermasculinity, all of that, the institution of marriage has always covered a multitude of sin, that institution of marriage. So a lot of children have suffered. And then there's cultures that kind of just brush everything under the rug, and it's like they just sweep. It's like there's so much trauma, there's so much dysfunctionality, and it's like there's no conversations. And so this is why I say to you that children that come from those type of like dysfunctional childhood upbringings and whatever, they see these places of worship as like home. Do you get what I'm saying? They'll stay in those. Do you get what I'm saying? For longer periods of time. It will take them a longer period of time to realize. So that's why I talk about the victim versus perpetrator model. And on that note, guys, I'm going to go. I'm so tired. But we will get into the emotional ABUSE and common tactics. And again, there'll be a lot of like us talking about gaslighting, triangulation, minimizing, threats, intimidation, etc. We will be going over the same type of ideologies, but that's fine, because they're not actually ideologies, are they? Because it's not an ideology, is an idea that is, these are like and they're not even theories. Like, this is, babe, it's just what it is. It is what it is. The proven science. Do you know what I'm saying? That the trauma theory, I think that, Ange, what do you think? Survivors, what do you think? Does trauma theory, does that fit, or do, because I got some G's up in here. You lot might have a better name for it, Chair. And I just hope this broad that's been, meeting up with my kids, me being none the wiser, proven science, thanks, my love, been kikiing with my kids, when I don't even know who you are, ink hasn't even dried on the divorce papers. Do you know what I mean? I hope you're listening, girl. Because how you thought you were going to be doing up that when you've already been online, been seeing me. But again, as I said to you, my ex-husband is not who he's been telling you he is. So he's been making it look like I'm the fake one. But I'm like this in real life, baby. Anyone who knows me, I'm like this 24 hours a day, baby. I can pull up and show you that I'm like this in real life if you'd like me to. And I don't even know who you are, but that's how I am. I've got a lot of heart. I mean, I care. But knowing our good old whatever, I would say that you're probably young, DUMB, and just looking at you, there would be nothing for me to say, because I'm a big woman in these streets. I'm going to be 40 in a hot minute. My eldest child is 11 years old. That's all I'm going to say. So I hope people know what they're doing outside in these streets. And on that note, I'm going to go. I love you all. TikTok, I'll see you tomorrow, preferably the morning. I don't know, that it depends, but I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye, Insta. Love you. Do you know why? I just want to let you know, if you come and after your little 304 and you're watching up my videos, the reason I'm on Insta, I don't even do it up like this on Insta. My Insta is more popping than TikTok, because what I'm showing you is that if I need to be on Instagram, I will be on Instagram, because that's where I know all you fake ones are. Do you know, the ones who are trying to act, or like, the ones that haven't put in the healing work mainly, but now we're moving over onto Instagram. Do you get what I'm saying? We're bringing the authenticity and the vibes over here, because Meta want it to be all the same across all the social media platforms, because it's the age of truth and authenticity. We're in the the year of 9. And so do you see, my love, why you don't need to be in this equation? Because there's absolutely nothing that you're going to be able to bring to this. I'm sure you can bring a lot to the table for Peter, and that's why you need to keep it separate, because you're a pick-me and a Barbara the Builder. You can bring that table, you can be the doormat, you can cook the meals, you can, be up underneath people's them when you've never met them up a day in your life. And this is why people that know you're going to be looking like an idiot now outside in these streets, because you thought that you could play an empress. You thought someone like me on my level, my intellectual level, because it ain't about looks. The looks is I just use my looks because these men are all the same, and they think with their banana, my love. Because again, now I'm having to reveal things about me that I don't even want to. But I use my beauty because men are DUMB and they think with their banana. So I use it as a power moving card, because no matter how much they HATE me, because I'm a beautiful woman, even when I'm screaming and shouting, they're getting aroused. All right, my love. So I use my beauty is it's a weapon. I can use it to have my control, like they control through their patriarchy and whatever it is that they're gaslighting and whatever it is that they're doing up. That's why I'm a divine feminine. That's why you and me are not the same. That's why you and me are different. And that's why I don't want you around my kids, because I don't want any of these pick me, Barbara the Builder ideologies to affect the teachings, what I'm teaching my children to be absolute queens. And on that note, I'm going to go. I love you all. Bye, Insta. I shall see. I'll be seeing you in here every goddamn day, because people want to be taking me for idiot. So when people want to have that conversation with my mum and message my mum, because now he's ignoring my mum when she's messaging me, when my mother is messaging. Now he's ignoring my mother when she's messaging him, and there's no response, there's no communication. Yeah. So until we sort that out, I'm just going to keep talking about it and venting about it on the internet, because until I've got things appropriately arranged, because I don't want him coming to my house anymore. There's got to be a meet up with it. All of these things need to be arranged. So until that's arranged, I'll just be talking about this online. Love y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye, YouTube. I shall see you next time. Love you all. Bye.